In response to your criticism.
Hi there. This is Arlesia and Luther. We're just off a listing appointment, and it was kind of weird because the seller was just giving us some information about what happened with his previous listing agent, and we thought, let's do a Periscope right quick and, just give some sellers some information about questions that they should ask the potential real estate agent prior to listing their home. You don't want to just go with the first person that comes by. You can't, unless it's us, and obviously they're experienced and they come with information and they're prepared and they know what they're talking about. But, if you have somebody who's, number one, not able to answer questions about the neighborhood, facts about the home, if they don't have a game plan on how they're going to sell your home, then you don't want to, sign a listing agreement with that person. Especially, when you're talking about $200,000-$300,000 in a property. So we just wanted to answer some questions. And as a seller, what do you think are some questions that a seller needs to ask a real estate agent prior to listing their home, Luther?
Well, the first question that you should ask is whether or not this agent has sales in the neighborhood. If the agent doesn't have any sales in the neighborhood, how are they going to get your home sold? Obviously, everybody has to start somewhere. That agent should then have a game plan. I'm sorry.
Oh, we have a call.
Hello.
This is Luke speaking.
How can I help?
Hi, but this is Taisha.
Hi, Taisha.
Hi, I sent you over the initial page 1 of the contract. Can you send me over the actual full contract executed?
Yeah,
you sent me page 1.
Yeah, I saw that. I'll send it over as soon as I get back today. I'm actually just leaving a listing appointment now, so.
Okay, perfect.
But I will send it over.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Bye.
Okay, goodbye.
Sorry, guys. That was another real estate agent from a buyer listing that we had that was on the market for 3 days. We got it under contract. So that was the buyer's agent just calling, want to get a copy of the executed contract. Anyway, back to what we were saying. So as a seller, what questions should you ask your real estate agent prior to listing your home with them before signing the dotted line? Okay. So what were you saying? Number one,
signing the dotted line. Have you had any recent sales in the neighborhood? If you've had recent sales in the neighborhood, how did you get it sold? What was the listing price? How long it was on the market? What did it sell for? If it was on the market for 6 months and it sold for $25,000 under ask, why was it on the market for so long? Why did it sell so far below asking price? A lot of the time it's not the real estate agent's fault. A lot of the time the seller wants to get more money for the property than it's actually worth. We understand that. But in this situation that we just came from, this house was listed for 6 months at $300,000. When we ran the comps, it came back that the house should sell at about $306,000. So why didn't this house sell? We pulled up the photos that were on the listing. The photos were taken with looks like a cell phone camera, and the cell phone actually had a thumb covering the lens. So this person took blurry pictures, put them on the MLS. Not only did this person go on the contract 3 times, but get this, all 3 times they went under, all 3 deals fell apart. The first deal fell apart because the people didn't qualify for the loan. How do you bring a buyer to the table and the buyer didn't qualify to get the loan? The first thing that your agent is supposed to do that's representing your property, because he has fiduciary rights to you as a seller, is to make sure that when agent B brings over a buyer, that buyer is actually not only pre-qualified, but the buyer is actually pre-approved to get the loan. Once the buyer is pre-approved, 24 hours later, you should get a DU from the bank. You should have direct underwriting from the bank that's taking into consideration this person's taking into consideration their income, their W-2s over the past year, taking into consideration the assets that they have in the bank, any other real estate that they have, to make sure that this person can legitimately, on paper, afford this home.
And just let me interject here. In the appointment we just left, the seller said that the agent allowed this buyer to have 45 days to come up with their initial deposit. And, you know, when somebody's out purchasing a home and you as a seller, that person should have their down payment.
Should already
have your down payment. You know, as a real estate agent, you know, especially representing buyers, you want to make sure your buyer can afford to buy the home that they're looking at. And that goes into play with, like Luther said, making sure you do that that direct underwriting within 24, 48 hours after you accept that contract. Because who wants to wait 45 days? You get it. You put your house on the market. You get an offer, okay? You are going to take your property off the market for 45 days and you haven't gotten one single dime from this buyer. So they can essentially, you know,
just walk away.
You've wasted 45 days.
Exactly. Within that 45-day time period, that buyer can walk away and there's no ramifications for them walking away. You just took your property off the market for 45 days. They decide to walk away at day number 36. So during that 36-day time period, you've missed out on other buyers. So when we're working with buyers or with sellers, we require that buyers already know what the down payment is going to be. When I'm working with the buyer, they already know if they're FHA, they at least have to have 3.5% or 5% of the purchase price. If the house is a $300,000 house, you automatically know that for every $100,000, you need $5,000. So that's $15,000 that you got to have. And then you got to have another 3 to 4% in closing costs. And this is money that the buyer should already have. For you first-time home buyers, this is money that you should already have before you even get to the point where you're starting to look for a house. Why are you going to start looking for something and you don't have the money for it? Our buyers, we don't work with you until you know that you have that money set aside. Working with the seller, we make sure that when another buyer's agent comes to the table with their buyer, that we actually want to see proof of funds. We want to see that money being in their bank account. So before we take our property off the market, we don't want to waste our time. So that's I think one thing that's major when it comes to listing your property, to make sure you're not wasting time with buyers who really can't afford
your home. And you know, Luther touched on before is, you know, your real estate agent should have, just to say, some kind of skin in the game. You know, like this listing appointment we just left, where the person went in, they took some, you know, it was a $300,000 listing, you know, appointment. You have $300,000 of somebody's property, you know, and you decide that the way you're going to market this property is to take your cell phone out and to take not even good pictures. You know, if it was good pictures, fine. But they were horrible. I mean, we saw fingertips in the picture. The lighting was off. It was just horrible. And you say 300, you know, we do professional photography and that costs money. So that's a way that, you know, that's a way that the seller, you as a seller should know, okay, these people are putting some type of skin in the game when it comes to selling my property. You want to make sure your real estate agent isn't just sitting the property on the MLS and hoping that it sells itself, which is what a lot of agents do, sad to say. But there are some, you know, every bunch has a couple bad apples out there. So that's another question you want to find out. How are you going to present my property to potential buyers? And I guess anything else you want to say about it?
You also want to know what else are they going to do to market the home. Is like Arlesia was just saying, that are they just going to put it on the MLS and hope that it sells itself? If they're going to do that, if they can't show you, you know, line by line, this is what we do to sell homes, then don't list your house with them. Like she said, this particular person.
Just putting a home on the MLS.
Anybody could do that. You can do that from day one after you get licensed.
You can do that yourself.
Yeah.
Okay, and that is not going to get your home in front of as many buyers as possible in order to get your home sold.
Yeah. Yeah, so you want to make sure that they have a marketing plan. When they're talking about a marketing plan, like, look at this. This is one listing that we had in North Lauderdale, Florida. It was under contract, and you see that it's under contract in 1 day.
For full asking.
For full asking price. We were actually over asking price, $5,000 over asking price, because we marketed this home. We didn't have to send this out we were already under contract. But we sent this out because we market. That's what real estate agents are in the business of marketing ourselves and the property. If that deal would have fell through, there were other people that were calling us off of this saying, hey, man, if that falls through, let us know. We want that house. So we actually do things like this, which costs us money. It's not free.
Not free.
Nobody else pays for it but us.
Exactly.
We do that to make sure we get it sold.
That's
also,
skin in the game.
That's skin in the game. Also, I'm not afraid to call people. So we do what's called guerrilla marketing here. We will get on the phone. We will call everybody in your neighborhood to let them know that your house is for sale. The reason being is a lot of times it's a bunch of nosy people we speak to. But a lot of times, because we're here in South Florida, a lot of people have family up north. And they want their family to move down here in Fort Lauderdale or in Margate or in Coral Springs or in Weston. But they want them to be close. What better neighborhood to have them in than your own neighborhood?
Exactly.
So as a real estate agent, that gets us more listings, but it also gets your home more exposure. Even if they have a friend at work that's saying, look, I really liked your neighborhood when I came by for the 4th of July party. Let me know if anything becomes available. Now, this is in their mailbox, and they're taking this to work with them. This is your house that they're taking to work with them because we're marketing your home. So you want to make sure that they're actually doing something to get your home sold.
Do you guys have any questions for us?
If anybody has questions, feel free to ask.
If you like what you're hearing, give us a couple hearts.
Thank you for all the hearts. Ralston, why do you keep joining and leaving?
You at work, Ralston?
Yeah.
I'm calling her there at your job.
We're going to call them people.
I'll call out there, Ralston, to harass you.
Yeah, we want to. We're going to call up to your job and ask for a room. We're going to need some towels. Bring us some towels and a couple of them little soaps and some shampoo that y'all be having out there. You know we love you, brother. You know we love you.
All right, well, we're done. Anyway, we're going to go pick up our children, our kids. Have a great day. I got some tongue.
Better make sure that's the Holy Ghost speaking.
Sure better. Bye-bye.
Bye. We'll see y'all later. Thank you so much for joining us. www.jonesluxuryrealestategroup.com. Check out our website. We got properties from $100,000 on up to $100 million. www.jonesluxuryrealestategroup.com. And also give us a call at 305-747-9311 if you have any real estate related questions. Even if you want to purchase outside of Florida, if you want to purchase in Colorado and California and New York, give us a call. We'll connect you with the agent that can actually get your home sold for you or work on your behalf to help you buy a home.
Exactly. Have a wonderful day, you guys. Talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.